All right. You hear me okay?
Yes. You're a little bassy. Not Count Basie, but you're a little,
little heavy?
Yeah.
Like I got that here. Now, how about that? Is that better?
Yeah, it is better. I don't know if it's an echo from the room.
It's just the room, so.
Okay.
So there you go. Here we
go. Just no flushing noises, please.
Oops.
No concentrating on the podcast.
amongst other noises.
In other news.
And with that, welcome to episode 125 of the Square.
Oh, really? That's where we're starting
That's
today?
Right.
Great, wonderful.
Wow,
Yep.
so
Start on a high note. On the brown note. With me is Ivan and Jeff.
Yeah.
And they're here. Just take my word for it. We're here to bring you some pop culture news and talk about fun stuff that we like to do, and little snippets into our lives, little tidbits into how we go about our daily lives.
So.
Yeah. So we gonna lock down to Electric Avenue.
We are.
And rates are higher. I learned a cheat code because there's an immediate care center, because I've had 2 close calls where I've got coworkers who are exhibiting symptoms, but they didn't test positive. So I've learned that there's an immediate care center in case I need to get tested. So I learned a cheat code, whereas if there's 2 lines pretty much. If you're exhibiting symptoms or you have a note from your doctor, there's the short line pretty much. And that way you can get your test done. And usually it's still within 2 to 3 days before you get your results. And they'll still call it rapid testing. So, and then there's the other line where if you don't have a doctor's note or if you don't have any symptoms, there's the longer line usually. And so one of the symptoms of COVID-19 is diarrhea. So you can't cheat and you can't lie and say I have a fever, because they can take your temperature immediately and tell you that you're joshing them. So if you say you're exhibiting symptoms, they say yes. What symptoms are you exhibiting? I can say I got diarrhea, and that way you can get the test faster.
Okay.
Or at least maybe you might have to wait as long, like get in the other line. I'm not saying kick grandma to the curb. Hey, I'm first. I don't think so, Margaret, and I'm away.
You had to think about that for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah. So you could say, I got the shits. That's where's my test? You don't have to wait like 3 hours in your car before they call you to get the test.
I got a corrupted culo. I need myself a little help over here.
I beg your pardon? You got a what?
Yeah, I got a corrupted culo over here.
A corrupted cool?
Corrupted culo.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's in Spanish.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Oh, okay.
Oh. A little bit of Spanish lingo for our Hispanic audience. Thank you.
Yeah,
we have a Hispanic audience?
Sure, we do.
Member.
Does it outnumber the English-speaking audience?
Not likely.
By 1?
Probably.
So, Ivan, you just got off Facebook Live from your broadcasting.
Yes,
How did that go?
That was groovy. That's just like the first time I just decided, well, I approached it entirely different this time out. I just left the mic on, read the comments off the page, and I wasn't like trying to connect the records. I was just like, I felt like playing some tunes, but just for me, which, I figured, well, let me share with the rest of the world and see if I can make the rest of the world as mellow as I am. So, I wanted to share it, and I did it. And it's cool. I'm thinking maybe making that happen again on Thursday. and just make that a thing. The other day, when I was on, I was talking with Kirsty and Stuart Sims. They are the people that are responsible for the spinning wheel, and I was in with the Saturday night quiz crowd, which of course we do quizzes on spinning wheel, which is really cool. And then Kirsty asked me to come on, and then it turned into a somewhat of a kind of an ad hoc interview of sorts, which it was really cool. And so that was a good time. And so yeah, it was just that type of vibe that it was just like, hey, let me go ahead and try to recreate that. And I enjoyed it a whole lot. It was nice. It was just free, just free floating, free form, no premise, no nothing. Because sometimes you just gotta let it all hang out. You know what I mean? And to just allow you to be you. Which is is always a good thing, especially in these times where everybody's closed in and trying to figure out, well, what am I going to do from day to day to day, inside four walls and everything. It'll make you batty. But, yeah, but I'm just fortunate, to, be in a unique position of just being able to, share, some normality. Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Just a sense of, just normal, just taking it easy and just like, hey, you know what? Welcome to my room. Just like I've said on the show. It's like when I was a kid and how Mom used to allow a few of my friends come over and hanging out in the room, playing games and records and stuff like that. It felt just like that. And it was a wonderful feeling. Something I haven't visited in a long, long time. Have you ever gone through life and just be reminded of something, and then it's just like, dang, I haven't done that in the longest time. Why am I not
I do that with food a lot. It's like, I haven't had this food in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But, so that being said, yeah, it was a very enjoyable evening, and, yeah, definitely, make that a thing, especially now. We got a lot of people that are not going to be visiting for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that. Oh, by the way, now that I've got you on this little tip, and then we'll go back into the show. I just wanted to see if it was okay with you if when I do the best Christmas songs you've never heard on Twitch and Facebook, can I run our Batman and Jimmy Save Christmas and the and It's a Wonderful Weave?
I haven't heard of Wonderful Weave. It's been years since I heard it.
Well,
I don't have a problem.
I don't got a problem. No,
no,
I don't got a problem either.
Of course not.
No problem with that? Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was thinking of encompassing a program where it was just like, with all the records and kind of make those the centerpieces, one for Christmas Eve, one for Christmas Day, so that way, we can kind of get a semblance of what we used to do at the radio station back in the day, right down to the Coke bottles and everything. That would be really cool.
Okay, man. Yeah, I'm down with that.
You down with that?
We had a family discussion yesterday as whether or not we're going to actually have a Christmas this year. Although my nieces and nephew, they're all grown. My youngest niece is college age. So,
right.
And then I have elderly aunts and uncles. Well, so we're not going to see them. So
yeah. So
we'll decorate, but we're just not going to have the big dinner.
Yeah,
we're not doing anything either.
I don't think we are either. I mean, it's funny because we were gonna have my aunt over, and then there were 3 cases of COVID in her building, and I'm like, no, no, sorry, I'd love to have you, but no,
you don't want to go there.
I say I've had 2 coworkers within a week exhibiting symptoms, but they obviously come up negative, so I just keep... It's like I'm rolling the dice, and I'm waiting to roll that one.
Well, it's a thing, too, that's also been said that sometimes the test for some chance, I don't know what the odds are, that sometimes you get a negative positive, sometimes you'll get a positive negative, which, sometimes the thing doesn't do it right. If you're not sure, get tested again.
Mm.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like a doctor's visit. If one doctor tells you they're going to cut you and the other doctor says they'll do laser, where do you want to go?
Lasers. Anything that involves lasers.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Anything?
Oh, almost anything. You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. No, not those lasers.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if they're going to put a laser up my butt, I don't think so. I'm not interested in that. No.
So how's the rest of your week been, Ivan? What you been doing?
Just was on the I was in the Sunday edition of Spinning Wheel, and
that's the music DJ Facebook page.
Yes, the Spinning Wheel Facebook page.
They don't actually put you in a wheel like a hamster wheel.
Oh no! They don't roll me down.
That would be cool.
Now that would be good. I mean,
I would like to see that. I could see Ivan like.
Well, that's nothing new. I've done that.
Well, but not while you're DJing.
Well, no, that would be a trick. We'd have to find a way to mount the decks and everything, and hope nothing falls out. Or it could be part of the device where you just ride inside of it and spin at the same time. That would be cool. But anyway, what I was saying. Anyway, so as far as the rest of the week, was on the Sunday Spinning Wheel, doing my groovy thing. And Facebook is playing shenanigans. Have you had any problems reading your messages, and or sometimes those little emojis don't come up on your screen?
No, I don't Facebook Live, and I just post jokes and memes usually. If not just posting pictures of robots.
Okay, no, all right. Well, I'm just you, Jeff? No?
I've had, it's funny. I have had some issues sometimes where I'm not seeing like the likes or people writing or stuff.
Postings, right.
Yeah, sometimes.
I've had that happen twice in a matter of 2 weeks. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm being zeroed in on or, I don't know what the deal is. But
no, there's something about when it's weird because they created this whole new...
Because of the new format that they got going?
Or the PC version, yeah.
Yeah, that multiple fucking thing, which, oh my God.
Yeah, all that's... I mean, it's really cool because I get it.
It's like, you know what? Yeah,
they made it more difficult. Yeah,
that's crazy.
They made it a lot more difficult. Yeah.
No, it's like for the main feed you get what's always being fed, but if you want to see the fresh feed, you have to go to the to the new page, or if you got a favorites page going, then you got to go straight to the favorites page for something, and it's like, oh shit, really. So yeah, I guess I don't know if that's Zuckerberg's idea of just trying to shake people up and make people crazy.
Yeah, Zuckerberg, he's got it in for you, Ivan. The Zuckerberg's got it in for you. Out of the millions of Facebook users saying, Zuckerberg's sitting in his mansion saying, you know what, I think I'll fuck with Ivan Rivera this week.
You know what? That fucker Ivan Rivera doesn't wear a shirt. I'm going to fuck with him for sure.
Zuckerberg disapproves of your shirtless selfies.
Yeah.
I think that's our title this week.
Selfies, anyway. So, yeah, I mean,
That'd be really funny if it really was true that way. It's like, that fucker does shirtless selfies. God damn it, I'm going to fuck with him on purpose.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so other than that, just DJing, getting the cats all fat, making myself fat, getting the tape collection fat while I record all kinds of things on them that I got to post to SoundCloud and get my lazy ass in gear. And just keeping an eye on Julie, which she's supposed to be coming this week, so that's cool. And just life as usual. So yeah, no, nothing earth shattering or earth shaking. Just vibing, pretty much vibing. Jeff,
what?
Your turn.
Oh, no, I was deferring to Mike.
Okay.
We already heard about his diarrhea, so
that's my cheat code. That's my COVID cheat code.
Yeah, he's got the Hershey squirts happening over here.
Great. I'm hoping nobody's eating while they heard that.
Oh, like you?
No, just Ivan.
Yeah.
No, just me. But not today.
Yeah, not been up to much. This is my long week, so I had to work over the weekend, and it's been cold. Thought I saw a snow flurry the other day. It's winter's coming. The usual meme that we see.
Not the HBO kind either.
Not the HBO, no. Saw episode 3 of Mandalorian. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Digging it.
I'm getting a lot more spoilers off of that now.
Now, even today, like Disney Plus and Star Wars' Facebook page, they posted, I guess they posted it, so it's out there that Katie Sackhoff has reprised her role, reprised her role as Bo-Katan from Clone Wars.
Right, that it's like. Well, and the other thing, like last week with the egg thing, all of a sudden, and I'm like, what the bloody?
A lot of people are pissed off about Baby Yoda eating the eggs, man.
I don't know the scenario. I don't know the scenario enough to be able to make a.
Well, okay, so I'll drop those spoilers for Chapter 10 of The Mandalorian. He goes back to Tatooine and he sees the chick with the frizzy hair who runs the docking bay. And because he's looking for more Mandalorians to help guide him to Baby Yoda's people, the Jedi, to return the child to his people. Mm-hmm. So she says, this lady it's this lizard chick. She can lead you to more Mandalorians, but you got to take her back to her homeworld. But you can't use hyperdrive because she's carrying eggs, and the hyperdrive will kill the eggs. He's got to go super slow, not put it leave it in first gear.
Yeah, like subspace.
Yeah, right. And she's carrying this backpack with this tank full of her eggs, and it's like there's maybe a couple dozen of them in there, but Baby Yoda sneaks in one or two and eats one or two, and people are like, "Oh, that Baby Yoda's a murderer!"
What? Really?
She's eating the eggs.
Okay.
Of the lizard chick. And in this week's episode, Chapter 11, they get to the planet and reunites with her husband and the eggs, and where they can start hatching them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Baby Yoda ate some eggs, and a lot of people are pissed off from that.
Okay.
It's a baby. He doesn't know any better. It's just he's feeding. He's hungry.
And it's fucking animation. Come on, people. Let's not be so invested.
Well, it's not exactly animation.
It's live action, but it's still science fiction, or what do you want to call it?
Yeah, I mean,
fucking fiction. Come on, it's not reality.
Do you not have a fucking omelet?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying.
We've seen Baby Yoda eat frogs. That's even like the Baby Yoda figure comes with a little frog that he eats. So we know that Baby Yoda is not a vegetarian.
Eating something that's alive already and everything.
Yeah, it's become kind of a thing with people with Baby Yoda eating the eggs.
That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, I hadn't seen it obviously, so I didn't know what exactly was going on. But there were some people that were.
Crazy, man. Come on.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you're not watching it, like, right away they made a spoiler. Like, right out there is the spoiler about what's her name from Clone Wars, and I'm just like, okay, well, so you're gonna... You guys are... See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the part I laugh about. There seems to be some sort of... And I don't get it. Why is television not immune...
to spoilers.
To the spoiler thing. I don't understand it for the life of me. Like this, I'll never forget the time when the end of The Sopranos was happening, and I hadn't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
And the very next day, everyone's talking.
Everybody.
Yep.
And it's like, but my favorite is like when the Harry Potter book came out, the last one. Oh, nobody spoil it. I'm like, fuck you. You all spoiled the end of The Sopranos for me, but I can't spoil a book. Are you crazy?
I'm not going to read the book.
Yeah, I'm not going to read the book. What the hell?
Yeah. We're not talking like finale spoilers, so
right. But it's just like I mean.
But there's only 8 episodes in this series, and not everybody can watch it that night or that day even.
Well,
I know there's some Facebook pages that are putting like
a
moratorium, like a 1 week moratorium on posts regarding certain things. But when the Star Wars Facebook page and the Disney Plus Facebook page puts the pictures up of Katie Sackhoff in her Bo-Katan costume.
Yeah, well, they want to get people to buy. That's the...
Yeah, and this is right, like the 19th is when my subscription re-ups, because I get the first week free, which was a week ago, which is, I think, the 12th. So then on the 19th, that's when I automatically get charged for another year.
How much is a year?
It's $70 for a year.
Is it $70?
Yeah. So it's like 2 months free, pretty much, because it's like $7 a month.
I'm gonna have to consider. I may have to consider it down the line because it's like the Marvel stuff is going to start to hit, and it's like,
yeah, Marvel. That's right. Yeah, that's we got WandaVision in January. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well.
And tomorrow, which is we're recording on the 16th. The 17th is when the Lego Star Wars holiday special drops.
Oh, is that when that happens?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure when. But, okay, so what else is going on with your mic? Do you see anything else interesting?
No, just things getting locked down at work. Things, our December store meeting was canceled. We're stopped doing chip keys because in order to program them, we need to sit in people's cars, and they don't want us sitting in people's cars. And I had like 4 people yesterday asking me, and like, oh, we can't do them anymore. I was like, we stopped doing them for like 5 months when the Rona hit. And then we've been doing them the last 2 months. But the word came down on Saturday that we can't do chip keys no more. And that's like over $300 we could have made yesterday. But the bosses said, nope, it's not worth the risk. So, but
no, it's not.
No, it is. No, it isn't. And I'm not going to, I put the gloves on and I wash my hands. And I mean, we go into people's cars, and some people's cars are pretty fucking filthy, actually.
Well, a lot of people in their cars, man, or they just decide, well, this is my rolling garbage can. Who gives a fuck,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why so, are you guys talking about my car that way?
What?
Jeff seems personally attacked.
Well, I'm personally attacked. I just know what my car looks like at the moment.
What a piece of junk.
But, It's not a piece of junk. I just got a brand new car, but
there you go.
The Rona, it's not like it's like I got to keep a bunch of shit in there now.
Well, the reason why I mentioned
that's
my daughter.
That's all I've watched, though.
It's a suitcase. It's a rolling garbage can. My daughter. So yeah, I get it.
But it was funny when you said about rolling a 1. So I was on Saturday. I did a bunch of online RPG, and so I don't know if I've ever explained the mechanics to D6 to the old West End games, D6 Star Wars.
I think you have maybe in preview. I'm not sure, but you go ahead.
So it's 6-siders, and you roll 1 6-sider. Technically, when we usually play in person of a different color, and that's called a wild die. And if you roll a 6, you can roll it again until you stop rolling 6s. However, if you roll a 1 on it, there are 1 and 2 things that can happen. Either you take the die with the 1 and your highest die, and you lose, and that's your new score, or you take all the dice and you make it a complication. Well, now that we're doing it online, we have to roll 1 die as a separate die for that. And, it's to use the automatic dice roller. So for some strange reason, from about 2 o'clock until about when we got done at like 11:30 at night, the dice roller decided that on my wild die, it would roll a 1 like 70% of the time.
Wow.
I was just like, and the worst part is, usually if I was like playing in a regular game, if something like that happens, I'll just switch the dice.
Yeah, that's what you do, because the dice suck and you replace the dice. But you can't do that.
But you can't do that with a dice roller.
No, not with or random number generator.
Right, and you can't do the other obvious thing, which is, okay, where's a hammer to smash this thing to bits so it never does this again? So you can't do that. So I'm like, literally like, oh my freaking God, please stop rolling. I mean, it was just, I swear. I mean, it's like every time I turned around, I was rolling. It was like anytime I didn't roll a 1, it was like, hallelujah, hallelujah, you know, that kind of thing. Just
I rolled a 3, hooray.
No, like even when you're rolling multiple dice, it was like, okay, I got this great roll. Oh, there's a 1. Son of a. So now it's like, okay, I gotta take that 6, I gotta take that 1. Okay, suddenly that roll didn't go anywhere. That roll didn't do nearly enough as what I should have done. It's like, stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe in December I'll have another game night with my buds, but it's too cold to game in the garage. And with the Rona spiking, we're just not gonna, you know, the holidays. Everyone's busy for the holidays, so who knows? It might not be till January till we have another game night.
Well, like I said, it's funny because it's like I've got, you know, there's some disadvantages to doing an RPG online.
Mm-hmm.
The disadvantages, and in fairness, part of it is we're playing in a way where we're not really watching, we're not seeing each other via video. So everybody's talking on an audio channel. And I think it would be, in some ways, I'm glad we don't have to worry about it because of bandwidth purposes, but I think the disadvantage on that is you don't get the nonverbal communication. And so it becomes, there are times you can get easily a lot more bored and you can zone out a lot easier. But if this is the alternative to not gaming at all, I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been, you know, it's been worthwhile. I'm not, I mean, I get to play with some people I haven't got a chance to play with. I get to play with some people from across the country, you know, which I otherwise would not get a chance to do. So, you know, to me, that makes it worthwhile. And, but yeah, you know, it'd be nice to do face-to-face, but, you know, in this day and age right now, it's like face-to-face. If I don't have to do it, I'm not gonna. You know? And there are ways to do board games online. I know there's places that do it, that have options for that stuff too.
Yeah, we tried Talisman on Steam, but just Steam was crashing on us, and it was not fun.
Yeah,
Well,
I
mean, connecting things like that, I mean, you know, entertainment-wise, I mean, I had one breakthrough this weekend, and that was, you know, getting connected with Kirsty and Stuart, and what I did was I put my Digilink in my phone, and I actually got this, you know, high fidelity grade, you know, audio to them, so they had a party in their front room from my house, and that was nice. You know, I know that's not near what you guys are talking about, but talking about connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like the biggest thing is, you know, we're using a system where it's funny because we used to use Discord to record this show, and we know how much of a pain in the ass that thing is.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. But all these people insist on using it for gaming purposes. And
what about Twitch?
They, like I said, I'm not going to fight the entire grouping of, okay, this is where they seem, I guess Discord is more for gaming and gamers. I don't know. The long and the short of it is, I'm not, you know, look, I'm not super thrilled by Discord. It's funny, now I have a Discord channel because I've been running enough games where I have to have one. But,
right. You know, see, but the thing
this is, you know, that's what they've chosen to do. I can't.
Well, you know, because on the perspective of the whole Twitch experience, you know, yeah, I mean, I don't use it to near its full capacity. I mean, you have hardcore gamers, you know, video screens, the whole 9 miles, you know, the big audio, you know, everything, and you know, some of these cats, I mean, on there for hours on end with all the video graphics and everything. I mean, these people are playing some hardcore games on
Right,
Twitch.
but we're not. Like I said, we're not. We're not doing as much of that kind of stuff on it, though.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's more like theater of the mind and just
Yeah, it's more paper, pencil, dice shit. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Now I get it. With the character builds and everything. Got it.
But D6, but the RPG you use has a built-in random number generator.
Right, and
so people can see the die rolls.
Right, and that's in that's in what's called roll. There's a actually it's funny, the system that we're using for the online actual gaming stuff. There's actually a possibility in there where you can put things like tokens and do all that stuff. I just don't use it as much because I'm not as up on it, and you can build maps and stuff. And the nice part is it's this magic number called free. Mm-hmm. And it's called roll20.net. And they're actually pretty good. I don't know, for what it is, it's pretty good.
Is the voice chat built into it?
There is a voice chat built into it. I am not sure why.
Because you use Discord to talk, but then just
Right. I don't know why they don't want to use that instead, but that's not what we use, so okay. It is what it is, so I'm not gonna...
It's not done like that?
I'm sorry?
Do you think maybe it's a licensing thing that maybe might be prohibitive of the two units to get together?
No, it's not that. I don't know. I don't know enough. I mean, I think it's not it has nothing to do with the licensing. It's just how this particular game group wants to run things. So that's all it is.
It's his own design, so he's doing it to where he sees fit. Okay, got it.
Well, right. Again, we're a bigger group than that. I mean, we've got about 30, 40 players, maybe more than that.
Yeah. I wasn't, besmirching.
So, I mean, it's one of those where it's like, this is kind of how I decided to do it. Okay. Personally, if it was me, I would rather use Zoom, but, I understand and I get it. And the other thing about Zoom is that you have to have somebody with a paid account to be able to use Zoom for the amount of time depending on more than a couple of people. So I get it. That makes a lot of sense too.
Well, yeah, but that'd be prohibitive.
Right. But, like I said, personally, yeah, Zoom is a way better way to connect.
Well, it's a better thing, but it doesn't meet with the confines of what you guys are trying to do.
Well, if it was possible to use Zoom for free with a small group of 6 or 7, then it would be possible. But, unfortunately, that's not how they work, and then they set a time. Then they set a time limit, so no big deal either way. But
no, I understand. All right.
But this was Saturday you were gaming?
Yeah, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. I was gaming. Sunday I was winning titles.
Yeah, how'd you do with that?
Yeah.
How did I do that? So I was in the District 30 Chicagoland North Division Table Topics contest, and the winner of that gets to go to the district conference in the spring, to which it's pretty much the top people in the district. And, so they gave me a question. I kicked ass on it and won.
Right.
And so now I'm in the district final in the springtime. So I got plenty of time to just kind of relax and wait till spring. And then I'll do some other contests in the springtime, and we'll see how those go too.
Great. Right. Great, man. Wow. Congrats.
So, yeah.
Good. That's sweet.
So we'll see.
And by the way, in reply to what you put on Facebook today, when I just said, be you.
Hello? What was that? Whoa, you had some feedback on the
It's
call.
not feedback.
I'm so sorry. I had an Amber Alert come through my phone.
It's an Amber Alert.
Oh.
We both got hit by Amber Alerts.
Hold on.
Which apparently I was not aware that was going to do that on a man.
Okay.
I get it, but it's like, man, it just takes over your phone. It's like ridiculous. Sometimes it's ridiculous that way. It's like, really?
Sorry about that.
I don't think so. No, you didn't. You weren't the only one. It happened to me too.
Shit.
But
no. What the hell? Sorry about that. Okay, let's take it from here.
No, that's fine. Well, like I said, but yeah, so there's that, and then trying to think of anything else this past week that I have been watching this new series on HBO. I've been watching something called The Undoing. It's with Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. It's a David Lynch thing.
Ooh.
And Donald Sutherland's in it too. And it's a 6-episode series.
Is this new?
Really?
And it's new. It's a new HBO thing. It's kind of their new hot show at the moment. Because now that I have HBO Max, I was able to get access to it. And it was funny. I didn't really want to watch it. My mom was the one who was like, "Oh, I really want to watch this," and I kind of got into it. It's kind of like a murder. It's kind of like one of those murder kind of thingies, and it's really there's a lot of weird death pieces to it, but I'm still not sure who's done what or anything, or but it's very, very deep, if you know what I mean.
Is it like a Murder, She Wrote type of vibe, or what?
Well, not Murder, She Wrote. It's kind of the best way to put it is it's kind of like, you haven't seen Succession. It's kind of got a Succession vibe to it, where it's like okay, these individuals who are in the upper crust of New York, and a lot of layering, a lot of interesting. You feel like there's certain things that seem to be missing, certain things that doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, a lot of connecting to the parts.
Right, and it's like it's funny because there's been 4 episodes, and they've been good, and there's 2 more left, so we'll see. And like I said, now that I've got HBO Max, I'm curious to check out a few other things that I have access to.
Man.
I still have yet to get to Borat, and I think I lose it unless I'm gonna keep Prime. I'm gonna lose it here at my 30-day trial. So at some point, I need to go watch Borat. But
I saw the new season of The Crown dropped, I think, over the weekend.
Right, and that's the other thing that I think I'm gonna start checking out too. But we'll see.
I hear that's good.
Okay,
I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet.
I've been hearing a lot about a movie about a girl who is like really good at chess. What's the title of that one?
The girl who's really good at chess?
I guess not the title, but that's the premise of the series.
Oh, that's from
some orphanage, and then she grows up and ends up becoming this really great chess player.
Oh, that's the one from Netflix. That's the Queen's Gambit.
That's it.
I haven't seen it. Like I said, I don't have Netflix at the moment, so I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. You know what? I got Netflix, and then she just hot box it on my TV and just watch it. Shit. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll check that out for next week.
It's kind of funny because it's like if you don't have Netflix and you're not like in the Netflix zone, it's kind of like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm watching this," and it's like, "Yeah, I don't have Netflix." But it's weird that way.
Is Netflix still $8 a month, or they jack it to 10?
I think it's. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think I'm paying 8.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I am.
Yeah, $7.99.
I wouldn't know. I use my sister's account. Ha ha ha.
Oh well, really?
Yes, really.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like I said, now that I've got HBO Max, I'm like, okay, I wanna. There's a bunch of stuff I want to check out because there's some HBO Max originals, there's Cinemax pieces that are originals that are on there, and then you've got some of the obvious HBO originals. So, and obviously you can't watch it HBO Live, but anything that they put on, they're going to put on later. So. That's kind of nice to have. And I think next week starts the Saved by the Bell reboot, and I have Peacock, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else this past week of anything that I can think of off the top of my head where it was something of note. Oh, I did watch the first episode of the new season of Law and Order, I think it's interesting because right away they get into the whole kind of George Floyd, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And some of it with COVID too. And it was kind of weird because it was like at times there were cops that weren't wearing masks, and I'm like, why? There were the other thing is it's like, you know, if you're gonna, I guess I kind of found it amusing because it's like, you know, they're examining this from a perspective of, you know, obviously SVU didn't handle something right and they didn't understand, you know, they're not doing things about worrying about black people. And I'm just kind of like, wait, you're going to say that about Olivia Benson? Olivia Benson, I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's not white, right? I mean, isn't she? I don't know. It's just really weird because it's like you're using like not normal characters to basically be.
I mean, well, it's her character. I don't know if she's part Hispanic. I don't know. She kind of looks like almost like part Native American. I'm not sure.
Right. Well, but the point being is you're using, you know, your major protagonist characters who've been around for, you know, in the case of the Olivia Benson character, talking about a character that's been around for what, 2 decades, okay, and you're gonna start to come down on this particular character about certain things with race and whatnot, and it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know how well that's gonna sell.
Yeah, and she's a mainstay. She's been on this show for a long time.
Right, and then it's funny because at one point, technically, what's his name? The guy who's the character that's played by Ice-T is involved with it too, and of course they're not going really after him, which is kind of, you know, was it that you were ordered this way? And it's like I don't know. The other thing is it felt kind of like it got wrapped up at the end of the first episode, versus, you know, are you really going to deal with this the rest of the way through your season, or is this just going to be a one and done kind of thing to say you've addressed it?
Well, most episodes of Law and Order are one and done. Right? Do they have some 2-parters?
No.
There have been some 2-parters in the series along the way. Yes, there has.
Well, right, but with SVU, one of the differences is because they've built out some of the characters and they've given them, you know, they've got, sometimes you run into their families or different things, or, you know, they're doing certain things where they're not as timeless,
right,
on their episodes. So there is a little bit of episodicness to it.
Right,
not nearly.
You're following them in like in a relationship or something.
Right, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where like Benson has
where those series of episodes have to play together. Yep.
Right, or stuff like that. You know. Whereas Law and Order, yes, Law and Order was not nearly as much like that. Whereas SVU is a little bit more, has a little bit more, you know, character driven.
Right, it's like a season arc.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not necessarily a season arc, but like, for example, like they'll revisit like people's families or, you know, relationships that are happening within that and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I remember like the older Law and Order episodes where Jerry Orbach's character they always addressed his former alcoholism.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, it'll be interesting because.
But those were great episodes with Jerry Orbach, man.
Yeah. There was a special I missed that I kind of wanted to see now. I didn't realize what it was, but it was like all the people who have been on Law and Order that went on to become famous.
Yeah, almost the entire cast of The Sopranos.
Well, it's not just like the entire cast of The Sopranos. There's like you start looking at like the guest star list of like Law and Order from like people who you're like you go watch some of the old episodes and it's like, okay, there's Ellen Pompeo, who's like, you know, Grey's Anatomy, the lead of Grey's Anatomy, just like sitting there, or very young Hayden Panettiere, or you get the idea. I mean, there's a lot of that there's a lot of that in these shows where you're just like, wow, okay, you know.
Well, yeah, it does have a big outstanding factor about it, especially in the things that they presented in those episodes.
Well, not
They
even that. I mean, just the
yeah,
fact
they
is, like,
impress upon you long after they've been shot, or you've seen them and everything, but yet you hear about them and you see them again, you're like, wow, it's got that kind of power.
Well, right. Not only that, it's like okay, you can, it's these people who are like, okay, back when they weren't anybody, here they
Right.
are in these Law and Order episodes, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's like I said, just kind of amusing that way. But yeah, I don't know.
So that being what that is,
But yeah, it's just crazy that way because some of these shows have, when you find people like that on some of these shows, it's just kind of amusing. But yeah,
Right.
I can't think of anything else off the top that I've got that I can think of that. But I don't know. I guess we can hit some of the news points this week.
I suppose we can. Holidays are coming. We're as of today, we're 10 days away from Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
Hey, Ivan, did you see that thing I tagged you to on Twitch about where their Twitch is in the process of talking about licensing music?
Yes, I did see that, and I did visit that. And basically, it's still not going to be a free ride for anybody as far as anybody doing any DJing. It's not what everybody thinks. Oh, Twitch is going to try to work out licensing with the labels and things like that. It's not that at all. Okay, it's basically what they're thinking about buying certain libraries of music and then having them represented under that blanket. Okay, and only certain titles, certain categories, certain genre, and things of this nature. But everybody who DJs with the vinyls and
any kind of content creator can't use copyrighted music to make money.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, it kind of cuts down on a lot of creativity, music wise, because of the kind of curtailed access to it. So. And so no, it's not that Twitch is trying to make it, hey, we'll pay the fees and we'll cover the copyrights and royalties and things like that. No, not at all. Okay, so it's not what they make. I mean, you'll look at it and you're like, oh yeah, they're going to try to buy the rights. No, they're not. They're going to buy certain rights libraries and such, but not an entire, monster, master.
But then there'll still be some selections you can choose from if you want to, right?
If you want to. But, it's not like you can say, oh yeah, well, here's this person, okay, I have access to this, but not this,
right.
But this, and this. See? And the thing is, if the thing that I'm looking for is this and this, it's kind of like, so that's how that goes, on that, because, I mean, everybody's got a different musical imprint when it comes to that type of thing. But, so yeah, I read the article and I was like, more smoke and mirrors about the whole situation, more lawyer mumble jumble and just about the same, and it's, again, and don't get me wrong, okay? Everybody is entitled to what is legally binding and, that belongs to you. I don't want my situation to be confused with anything other than just decided good, okay? And I'm saying, what, as a DJ, if I had to pay for it, yes, of course I would. Of course I would. But, it just comes down to that whole situation where, how do you have hundreds of thousands of people, trying, who are DJing and everything, how do you try to wrangle that whole situation in, So yeah, it's hard. That would be a hard thing to do, to try to, keep all the situation going, because, people have rights to their own rights, but then everybody wants to use those rights.
Right.
But You know,
Right.
so right. You understand?
But the thing is that if you pay the fee and then you can sing and then you can play certain songs, where does that money paid go to? Does it go to the artist? Not likely. It goes to the label or the owner of that music.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately that's kind of...
That's the way of the world.
Well, that's
yeah,
that.
I mean, I just saw something today where, I guess Taylor Swift's library got sold to a private equity firm, and they wanted her to be a part of it, but there was something about the guy who she's had issues with, and I think it's the same guy. No, I don't want to say that. I don't know for sure, but I guess she's had issues with the guy who technically owns the rights to her music.
Right.
And like before she even got a chance to see the deal, they were like, "We need you to sign this NDA that says you're never going to say a negative thing about this person again." And she's like, "Yeah, forget it." And I guess she's going to re-record all those tracks, wherever she's at now on whatever label or however she's doing what she's doing, so for her own purposes. And I don't know if what she's going to do to differentiate them enough so that maybe she can get paid on those tracks. But yeah, it's a fucked up thing. I don't have a good answer for it.
It's a very fucked up thing. And you know what? Look what happened to fucking Prince. I mean, that whole big.
Well, he died. That sucked.
That was fucking horrible. I mean, he's sitting there trying to get paid from his label, and then they like, well, you want to start doing things on your own groovy, you have to split off into your own thing, but yet still not getting paid. No, it's not right. It's not right. Okay, and what was the other really big fucked up thing that happened? Well, let me see. I should say, 2/3 of the hair bands, in the 1980s. That was a big fucking shit, I
don't know how more recent you're aware of certain things, but like, for example, I know, I can't remember what the name of the guy was. The guy who was the producer for Kesha, where he had control of all of her music and what she could and couldn't do. And it took a long time for her to get out of that. But apparently that guy was like, she claimed that he like sexually abused her. And all that stuff, and then to top it off, had rights to all this stuff and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's rough because I get it. I see that side of it from the artist side. At the same time, I see the other. For the ones who are legit and aren't total ridiculousness, but because the point is, they spend a lot of money developing those people, putting all that stuff together, and all that stuff costs money. At the end of the day, they should get some sort of money off of that. And really, in reality, the talent's a big aspect of it, but before there's the difference between that person singing in a bar with 5 people and 5 million people listening to it is all the work that got done by the other individuals. And and that shit's got to get paid.
Right. And I'm not disputing that whatsoever. Okay, people need to get paid for the things they do, wherever things go. I mean, the music machine has many cogs and gears. It does. And, as much as that you could, that's why it's kind of like it's a love-hate relationship, this whole situation for the creators and the people trying to be creative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, but like I said, that the only reason I'm bringing this up is, look, I mean, at some point, it just seems like, and trust me, I'm not one of the people who's usually on the side of the labels, but at the same time, these individuals got something from this part of the deal, which is, as much as everybody wants to sit there and say, "Oh, I could just drop it on YouTube and I'll get 5 million views," that's not how it works.
No, I know.
That's not. You get some people it works. Sometimes it happens, but not everybody gets. For every one person who's got 5 million views on YouTube, there's a guy who's got 500
or 50.
Yeah.
5.
Or 10, like our
5,
YouTube
yeah.
page.
Yeah, really.
But the thing is, with a lot of the younger artists, the label doesn't, they pay them pittances because all the travel expenses and all the fancy outfits, they're all write-offs from the label. The only way that these artists make money is through touring, and nobody's touring right now.
Nope.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I know that there are some efforts to the whole drive-in, music scene. Okay?
Or pay $10 to get a code so you can watch a live stream. That's a thing now.
Yeah, it's what it's become.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we're on music for a second, have either one of you caught any? And it's possible you haven't. Have either one of you caught any of this free Britney Spears thing?
Oh, about her dad? Trying to get her dad out of her music.
I mean, where literally she's like, unless he's out, I'm not ever going to do music again. And I know there's some people cheering for that, but that's not a good thing.
Well, that sounds like what happened to the Beach Boys. Remember that whole debacle with their dad?
Not really.
Okay, Wilson's dad was the one that came up with the publishing on all their music. And then when they wanted to go ahead and start doing other things, there was this big Donnybrook between, the band and their dad for, publishing rights. I mean, it was a real big mess. Yeah.
Well, there's a little different than that, though, Ivan, because this is about, apparently this just has to do with the conservatorship over Britney herself that is court mandated. And the interesting part is this thing has been going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's interesting because it's like, I want to say that she's been under court mandated this court mandated conservatorship. This conservatorship for I want to say a decade at least. And the other thing is it's interesting because, like I said, and again, this is rumor and innuendo that something happened between the grandkids and the father, and that's part of it too. But she's real adamant about unless he's dumped as the conservator to her conservator, she's done.
Wow.
And this is like a court thing, like a Free
Britney movement 2020.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now on the internets because I don't know a whole lot about this Free Britney movement.
Well, it was funny because here's what was funny about it.
I'm hearing
every fifth post that wasn't election related on Twitter was Free Britney Spears. And I'm like, it's like election, Free Britney Spears. Election, Free Britney Spears. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with Britney Spears?
Okay. All right. Let's find out, shall we?
This was dated the 11th. Apparently, Britney Spears' father remains her conservator, despite the singer's attorney saying she's afraid of him.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been a long time that he's been conservative, too. It's been I don't know.
Britney called off her Las Vegas residency in January 2019, her last big gig, saying that at the time she was doing so to help Jamie recover from life-threatening health issues after he suffered a ruptured colon. Jamie's attorney, Vivian Lee Thorien, defended him, staying as a conservator. His role he's held for 12 years. He said he's turned around her business, noted Britney was in debt when she took over, and now her empire is worth $60 million.
Oh.
I want to know how the hell I'm kind of curious about how she could have been that badly in debt, considering the fact that she was the biggest star on the planet at one point.
Yeah.
Well, it just goes back to all those nooks and crannies of the air quotation, music business type of situation.
Well, he had to take over as her conservator because she was having some some
Right.
public
Well, she had that whole big breakdown and
mental
all that
breakdown
stuff.
issues. You know, she shaved her head and
Yeah.
the famous YouTube video, "Leave Britney alone."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's still a lot of people who say leave
Kind of
Britney
Amy
alone.
Winehouse too, like that whole situation. God, that was terrible.
Let's see what else we got. Ken Spears, the creator of Scooby-Doo, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
So we lost that.
That sucks.
I was never a huge fan of Scooby-Doo.
Really?
It was present, and it was fine. I wasn't. It's like I was like more for like I like Flintstones and whatnot. I don't know. Scooby-Doo just wasn't actiony enough for me as a kid.
You know, I mean,
I
coming
just
up.
preferred watching like Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner and whatnot instead.
Things always constantly moving. Yeah, I not to go into all the animation love I have for Hanna-Barbera and all the rest of it. I mean, but yeah, when Scooby-Doo came along in '69, so impressionable, and it was just like, wow, I remember watching this on television, and then it's been in production ever since, which is a pretty amazing feat.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's a big Scooby-Doo fan. He didn't care for that movie that came out earlier this year that went right to streaming. No,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he didn't care for it. He didn't like it.
No?
Says the voice acting was kind of mismatched and the story kind of went nowhere. So,
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Might want to see that out of curiosity.
Well, if you can see it for free, I say go ahead and take a chance on it.
Yes, I could do it.
So, obviously we talked about WandaVision, that's going to be the beginning of next year.
Yep.
And then,
it's on the cover. It's on the cover of Entertainment Weekly this week.
Is it?
Yeah.
So apparently, The Rock is talking about rebooting the Scorpion King, and the irony is his rationale is actually one that I can live with, which is, look, this is the first movie I ever made that was like my big movie, and I'd like to reboot this as a possible series, and I guess for a series of movies, but I guess they're not talking about him as the lead, and that they would basically rework the entire thing. So it could be interesting. I mean,
that's labor of love for Dwayne. He can do whatever he wants now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my feeling about it is, if he's got that much of a sentimental thought on it, that's fine. If anything, I'd be curious if they could relaunch the whole Mummy franchise that way. If I was Universal, that's what I would look at.
Well, they tried to create like a cinematic universe with the Universal monsters with the Tom Cruise movie, and that flew like a lead balloon.
But it was. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to me, I know there's a lot of people who wanted a really serious horror film Mummy, and they want that back. But to me, the whole Mummy thing from the late 90s or 90s, early 2000s was, that made a lot of money.
Yeah, the Brendan Fraser ones, yeah.
Right, the Brendan Fraser ones, and I almost hate to say it. It's like
they were good.
If it ain't broke, don't try to fucking fix it. And I think it would have been more interesting if they had gone that route with it to create their universe, but they went this way, and then they put Tom Cruise in it, and I don't know. I think there were a lot of people who were there are a lot of people who weren't really looking for a Mummy movie in that magnitude, but I could be wrong.
Well, but who knows? It might even be a good thing.
There's that.
Yeah.
So there's that. The Rock's looking to reboot that, and then let's see what else we got. Did anybody see the trailer for the new Scream movie, Scream 4?
They're making another Scream movie?
Apparently, it's pretty much done.
Oh, no, I did not. No, it's not a horror guy. You know that.
I know, and I'm not either, but I was intrigued.
Either.
Did you post it to the Squares page?
I don't know if I posted it to the Squares page. I think I posted it on mine.
But you watched the trailer?
I watched the trailer and I was amused.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting enough that they that was of enough interest to make me think, I might be interested in taking a gander at it. I don't know if I'm going to go out and pay for it right off the bat, but at some point I'd like to see it. I think this is the most amusing thing that I've heard. Apparently, in an upcoming episode of Teen Titans Go, we're going to get Freakazoid.
That's right. I read about that. Yep.
So is Freakazoid officially a DC character?
Well, he's in the Warner.
Yeah, he's
family.
owned by Warner Brothers.
So I guess that's what the thought process was.
But is this the first crossover we've had with Freakazoid and any other established superheroes?
That I've seen, yeah.
Well, that and the
I guess Teen Titans Go has done some crossovers with the Powerpuff Girls and the Scooby-Doo gang, as well as the Teen Titans, like the regular Teen Titans.
Yeah, they had that crossover film.
Right, the movie. But
yeah.
According to this, their 35th episode, and I'll have to find it. But apparently, yeah, Freakazoid is going to be in the episode. I hate to say it. There's a part of me where it's like, okay, you're bringing back Animaniacs, you're bringing back Tiny Toons. This was the funniest of them all. I mean, Freakazoid is hysterical.
Yeah.
Freakazoid is Freakazoid. Freakazoid, Freakazy. Freakazoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chimpanzee.
Runs around in underwear. Yeah.
Free for you, free for me. Yeah. DC again axed a bunch of people in their offices again this past week. I don't have exact names, otherwise I'd go further with that.
Well, as less books are getting made, and with them losing Diamond, that's
that sucks.
There's all kinds of. I mean, I saw a really crazy story, but there's two reasons I'm not going to bring it up. One is it was from Comic Book News, this Cosmic Book News, and the second was it was Ethan Van Sciver, and I'm like, no, I'm not bringing it. That's gotta be bullshit. I'm trying to look to see what else we've got.
Oh, I got something.
What you got?
By the way, the Iron. Are you, Mike? Are we following the Iron Sheik on Twitter?
Let me check. I will. What's his Twitter handle? The Iron Sheik.
I think if you just put in Iron Sheik, you'll find him.
Iron. There it is. It's at _Iron Sheik. I'm gonna follow him now.
He is hysterical.
Okay.
Every other thing is in caps. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so everything's in caps, so he's shouting at everyone, saying, "Take a minute of your day to be nice to someone, you dumb son of a bitch."
It's not even dumb son of a bitch. You motherfucker, you motherfucking jabroni. Be nice to people, you fucker. Like the one I have on my page is hysterical. Which one was this? Hulk Hogan, you are worse than when drive-thru forget. Hulk Hogan, you are worse than drive-thru when it forgets to give ketchup to fries. Yeah, Sheik is. I mean, he's my new favorite.
Here's another one that's good. Oh man, we could read his tweets all day. Hulk Hogan, you are worse than a crying baby on a red eye to the Los Angeles.
He's got some good stuff. I mean, he's just hysterical. And the other day, he was like, "Ask Sheik anything," and it was damn near. I mean, there was some good stuff in there. And everything's in caps. Everybody's a fucking jabroni. Everybody's a moron. It's.
Oh my god, it's wild.
It's
he
fun.
He did shout out the other day because I think Saturday was the anniversary of would have been Macho Man Randy Savage's birthday. He did say he did have some kind words for Macho Man Randy Savage.
He has kind words for people that he'll still fucking call them jabronis.
Then they'll say, "Urgently, go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's the
He's
Twitter
serious
follow
shit.
that
He's serious shit, okay?
He's what social media needs right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no, I'll take it. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. I was half tempted for the question day. It's like, hey, will you listen to our podcast so he can say, fuck the Squares of the Roundtable podcast, those fucking jabronis.
Hey, SOTRT podcast, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
We could be so lucky that if Iron Sheik would tell us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, seriously. We ought to try. Maybe we can get some listenership.
We can get Iron Sheik to retweet us. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are hysterical. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Sheik, you're a fucking moron, jabroni.
I'm sorry, Ivan. You said you had a story?
Yeah, there's a story going around. I don't know.
All right, is it from this year?
Yes, it's from this year.
Good.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, there's word going around that Ozzy Osbourne is.
Don't spit up my drink.
Oswald.
That's right.
Ozzy Ozwald.
Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne is going to be the new host of Jeopardy.
No, that's not going to happen.
No way.
That's not going to happen.
I read this from somewhere. I
Shut
saw
up.
it.
Ozzy Oswald. Oh my God.
Ozzy Oswald. I'm thinking of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Okay, I screwed it up. All right.
The worst part is, Ivan's the music guy. Of all the names you could fuck up.
Well, he can't do them all.
Sharon, here's your fucking clue, man.
Hey.
So that goes well. By the way,
There is a story out there in the internet. There is a story.
Was it a change.org petition?
A what?
A change.org petition?
Yeah.
No.
Got Ozzy Osbourne to host Jeopardy. That's funny, yeah. How we talked about just the other day, or last week, we brought up LeVar Burton, and guess what? Now there's a change.org petition.
Well, I just thought it was funny because we brought it up like 2 days before it happened.
Yeah.
That's we predicted it.
Ahead of the curve.
We were like way ahead of it. I mean, I'm like just kind of like, I thought it was kind of funny because I'm like, okay, well,
Brilliant minds think alike. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Isn't your brain fucking amazing?
let's see what else we got. I guess the guy from Shang-Chi. So apparently,
Sausage.
the Marvel guys are all playing. The Marvel guys are all playing fantasy football together.
Yeah, I know Chris Evans and Chris Pratt had a thing last year. They were challenging their favorite teams.
Interesting.
So apparently, the guy who's playing Shang-Chi is also in it, and he wrote a diss track on Ryan Reynolds. And it's not bad. It's not bad.
Is there a link to it?
Yeah, I thought I put it on the Squares page. If not, I'll put it again.
I think you did.
Here.
All right.
I think I did too.
Maybe if we can find it, we'll play it for Squares Roundtable.
Yeah,
or at least a portion of it.
News is Squared?
News is Squared, yeah. That thing.
Squared.
The other thing. Not this one, the other one.
Yeah, the other one. That thing.
Yeah, we're talking about Ozzy Oswald.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's our new intern. Ozzy Oswald is our new intern. That's
okay, true now. All right.
I guess Ready Player 2 is coming out soon.
That's cool.
A book.
What's that?
The sequel to Ready Player 1, Ready Player 2, which means that soon we'll get Ready Player 2 as a movie, which is cool. Let's see what else we got. We mentioned about LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm curious to see if Ivan knows this person. So, Ivan, do you know who is the halftime show for this year's Super Bowl?
It's not Weird Al, so.
It's not Weird Al.
Dang it.
No, I don't. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of an artist known as The Weeknd?
The Weeknd?
Yes.
No.
Okay. That is who is headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, is The Weeknd.
Okay. Who the hell is The Weeknd?
That's what I had a feeling you were
He's
gonna
from
say.
Canada.
He's from there. The Weeknd.
You've never heard of The Weeknd? Okay.
What the fuck is The Weeknd?
He was born after I graduated from high school. Oh, man, I feel old.
He's actually had some recent hits in the last couple of years. He's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
He's actually pretty good. I like his stuff. He's not bad.
Okay. Well, then why is this a bad thing that he's in the halftime show?
Because a lot of people don't know who he is.
Right. No, I was just curious if you knew.
Well,
so
he's just not
music master.
Okay, all right, but no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Now ask that to Soraya, my daughter. She's probably hip to that hip, but me, maybe no, not so much. Sorry.
Well, they can't bring like Bleeding Gums Murphy back from the dead. Sorry, man.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, come on. So, yeah, no, The Weeknd. I'm like, no, never heard of The Weeknd.
I think that's your. Well, what am I saying? That might be your assignment, but then again, we'll see how that goes.
What happened?
I was going to make that your assignment to check out The Weeknd over the weekend.
Well, I could.
But it's The Weeknd with only 2 E's. It's Weeknd.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down.
Oh, that weekend.
Okay.
The improperly spelled weekend.
Weeknd?
Yes.
Okay. There.
So, let's see what else we got. So now there's talking Wonder Woman might go to HBO Max. Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, all the theaters are closing down. It sucks.
Now there's talk about doing that.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
Didn't I mention that they were going to stream it sometime? I mentioned that.
They kept pushing it forward and forward and forward and waiting for these theaters to reopen, but theaters ain't going to open anytime soon.
Well, and the other thing is...
So that's why it's stream, man.
Yep.
I mean, the other thing is, HBO Max is $15. Could you get...
It's $15 a month for HBO Max?
It is.
What?
Holy shit.
Shit. Is that signal lined with silver? What the fuck, man? That's
I believe you get HBO Now and you get HBO Max as part of that. And by the way, it reminds me I need to go get HBO Now because I can get that too now apparently. But I have HBO Max because I have AT&T, so I get it for free as part of my deal. As part of my monthly. So.
Okay. Me gonna have to work on this. Yeah.
But the point being, you want to boost your subscriptions to HBO Max? Here's an idea.
That's a good. No, that'll
do it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll absolutely do it.
Instead of leaking a Snyder interview every other week.
Oh God! By the time this airs, apparently there's another trailer. There's a new trailer coming out. Because this is the 4-year anniversary of the release of the movie.
Another trailer?
Another Snyder cut trailer.
Why?
Because they want to remind everyone that it's coming, just like the dragons from Game of Thrones. The dragons are coming.
Yeah, because Snyder. Because I swear to God,
it's like going tacky, man. You're just like, how far can you stretch this shit out, man?
I want his publicist. I need that publicist we need that publicist. To publicize the
We're still talking about a movie we're remaking from 4 years ago.
I know, and they're talking about it every other day, and they're getting pub every other day. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. So I guess Keanu Reeves says that after all these years that there's a second Constantine movie.
Okay.
Why?
That
they're looking at making a second Constantine movie back from all those days ago when they made the first Constantine movie. Because since that time, it's become kind of a cult classic. So apparently that's.
And Keanu Reeves is waiting for. I think isn't he going to do a John Wick 4?
I think so.
Or they were going to make a series. I think. I don't remember.
Isn't there some weird, like, he's going to compete against himself, like, or something like that?
Yeah, I remember
Isn't,
hearing
like, the
something.
Matrix 3, isn't, like, the Matrix 4 coming out, like, the same time as, like, John Wick or something weird?
I remember that at the time, the release dates for 2 films were on the same day.
Right,
Keanu
and it
Reeves.
was, like, Keanu versus Keanu.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
those are two I remember the Wick the least.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's that. And then, there was something else I wanted to get to before we head out of here. I just gotta
Well, you
find
posted
it.
something on the Squares page about the news leak today from Hasbro Pulse.
Oh, that too. But, this is actually kind of some big comic book news. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are putting out a book on Image. And this would be a creator-owned book. And this is the first time that I'm aware of that Johns is doing something that isn't DC Comics in like 20 years.
It's interesting.
So that's, and now, and granted, he has the right to, I guess he's got the ability to do it with his contract, and that makes all the sense in the world. So, sure, why not? But yeah, the other news is the other piece that was the Transformers X-Men mashup, which I was curious your thoughts on.
Yeah, we've had 3 now. Well, 2 have just come out. The third one, because Transformers is crossing over with the franchises that they own. The first one was the Ecto-1, which was the Ecto-1 that transforms into a robot, like all the vehicles from all the other franchises. And then the second one was the Back to the Future DeLorean that also makes the Transformer, and they've made crossover comics through IDW to go with it. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing with Maverick, and they made a F-14. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. They made an F-14 Top Gun that has like Maverick's helmet. That's also a Transformer. Cool. So this one looks like they're going to make the X-Jet into a toy that transforms into a robot, and they might have a crossover comic, which is hope is better than the last Marvel Transformers crossover we got. It was a Transformers Avengers crossover, and it didn't go over very well, from what I'm told. So, but it's because Hasbro owns these properties; they want to cross them over, and I'm fine with that. But sure, it's not for me. But
is it just going to be the Blackbird? Is that all they're going to do?
It might be, exactly, yeah. And they might do like a 4-issue or whatever crossover series through IDW Comics, and then that'll be a one and done, like just a limited series, just a tie-in. So no, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
That's not for me.
Marvel would let them go ahead and do that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Marvel, Hasbro makes Marvel Legends, so...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. That's part of their bread and butter. They've made...
So it all ties together, right?
What's that?
It all ties together, right?
They'll make sure it does.
But it's different companies. That's part of the reason why...
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hasbro makes... Avengers toys, and they're just starting to make the X-Men Marvel Legends based on the X-Men movies.
Okay.
Probably this deal with this merger with Fox is that now Hasbro or Disney and Marvel own the rights to the X-Men in a greater capacity. So now the toy company that makes the toys for them and all the Avengers stuff can make a Transformer. So that makes sense in that regard. Yeah. But that's not for me, but that's interesting. That's glad that it's happening for people that are fans of it.
Well,
we actually do have a couple more things, by the way. I just realized I just saw them.
All right.
I guess Chris Pratt has been confirmed for the new Thor movie.
Yep. Makes sense, because the last time we saw Thor, he was with the Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Right, but it'll be interesting to see if that includes any other Guardians of the Galaxy as well, too, or how that'll work.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Disney Plus is rebooting Darkwing Duck.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, as far as I know, the DuckTales is doing well.
I was a big fan of Darkwing Duck.
Hmm?
And then And then Duckman was the other one. That was my other favorite.
Yeah, Duckman's an entirely different animal.
I know it is, but, still cool.
And then I guess, wow, James Gunn must really, 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 really have been a huge Sylvester Stallone fan. Because apparently he's now been cast in Suicide Squad 2.
Oh, they're doing reshoots? I thought that was done shooting.
I thought it was too, but apparently, well, maybe he's already done the shooting and now it's just getting leaked.
Yeah, maybe.
That Stallone has a mystery role in Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, I think that was I think he mentioned it in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 director's commentary, putting Sylvester Stallone when he was Stakar, a gourd.
Yeah, he's in. That's why I mean, because it's like this is the second
James Gunn film where he's got worked with.
Right, this is the second James Gunn film in almost in a row where
he's working with Stallone. So.
Right, and then I know that they kind of cast the Peacemaker TV show. It looks like too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, I think that's. I don't know. I think that's about it.
And James Gunn has said he has completed the script for Guardians 3. Right,
and I saw, and it's not changed. Oh, the only other thing of interesting note is it looks like CW is actually looking to spin off the Painkiller character from Black Lightning as a series. I don't know. I don't think he's interesting enough to be a series, but maybe. I don't know.
This is the first time I've heard of this character. And I'm more than a casual follower of DC and Marvel, but I've never heard of this character before.
Right. It's a character that I don't know if he's a real character in the comics as much as it's a character that they created in the show, and they're talking about looking at spinning that off, and I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see. There's some other names of people that I would think of and look at before that, but hey, is what it is. So. So yeah. But
okay.
My fantasy team is losing.
How are the Bears doing right now?
Well, the Bears are doing great, but thanks to the 104-yard touchdown kickoff return by Cordell Patterson, and the guy who I was facing had their defense, I'm positive I'm now losing my fantasy football game. So this week. So not.
Were any games canceled this week from COVID?
I don't think so.
No, they're all on. Because they're running strict rules for the teams, how they stay in their bubbles,
I guess. I think the most interesting thing I heard is, and obviously, this is sports, but we don't really kind of go that direction. But I guess for the NC2A tournament, what they're going to do is they're going to hold all 68 teams that make it in Indianapolis and run all the games in Indianapolis.
Wow.
For the tournament.
Put all the players in one hotel.
Well, I mean, they're going to be able to be in one hotel, but there's enough hotels in downtown Indy. I mean, I've lived down that way. There's enough hotels in downtown Indy. You can make that work. But at the same time, I'm curious how you've got
that many players all concentrated in one city.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
it's putting your eggs in one basket, literally.
Yeah, that's very much so, man.
I'm just curious how you're going to keep them all. You're going to keep them all quarantined because you're talking about college kids. Good luck.
Come on.
I mean, you're talking about. I mean, let's put this in perspective. I'm not. Somebody got a calculator in front of them. That you're talking about 68 teams. Each team has 12. Has 12
members.
That's 816.
816 kids.
Shit.
And then there's all this COVID coaches and support personnel. And
well, in fairness,
Oh, yeah.
the only good news is it's Indianapolis. I mean, yeah, how much nightlife could there possibly be? But
you would know.
I've lived in Indy. It's not like they're going to find well, I shouldn't be that way. That's
wrong.
wrong.
That's a false statement, man.
I'm not going to go there. I could get in a lot of trouble in the next.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Things I'm about to say out loud.
Oh no, we're going to lose our Indianapolis listener.
Yeah. We might lose an Indianapolis listener, yeah, if I go any further.
Now we'll see how that plays out.
I mean, I get it. It makes sense. You put them in all one location, but and there's enough. I mean, there are enough hotels. I mean, just based on what I know from having lived down there and with Gen Con, there are more than enough hotels around the area. I mean, there's I can't imagine they put them all in one hotel, but
I mean, for the safety factor, you would spread them out, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, but then you have to worry about the hotel staff being sure that they all test negative and make sure they don't come in contact with anybody. And
but see, this is just a bad situation getting worse.
No, it's not getting worse. I see how they're trying to control the situation,
right?
Because there's a lot of money with ratings and TV viewings on the line.
Yeah, all the involvements of it, of course, but yeah.
If anything, I'm more impressed by what they're talking about here than everything I've seen with college football, where every time I turn around, I hear about, some team is going to have to postpone an entire game or something like that for COVID or and stuff like that. And it's
with a lot of sports, it's still the wild, wild west. And didn't we for one time have a couple of Cubs players test positive?
Did we? I don't know. I don't remember.
You see that, or we were playing somebody. We were going to play a team, and they got tested.
I think there was a couple, Mike, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
I don't know.
There was two.
I don't remember. But I know, I know that's, in fairness, the NFL's not doing a horrible job with it, but they have had a couple of times where they've had to move games and whatnot. I don't know. There's a part of me where it's like, okay, the NFL, that's professional. They're professionals, all that stuff. There's a part of me with and the college fans fight fiercely with you when you say that we shouldn't be doing college football right now. But to me, it's like you're putting kids at risk. We're not talking about professionals. We're talking about kids.
Right. Yeah.
And to me, that's
crossing a line now, isn't it?
I think so. I think so, especially considering the fact that I think some of these schools are playing because, for example, here's I'll give you this example. I think and again, this is my opinion. I think the ACC got swayed because the ACC because normally Notre Dame is independent in football. Well, this year, because of COVID, they're playing an ACC schedule. Well, as part of that deal, because Notre Dame football has its own network, they're giving, I can't remember how many millions they're giving as a result to the ACC.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, right there's the payoff.
Let's follow the money.
There's your payoff for why the ACC wants to play. Because I want to say that number's like $15 million.
Yep. Yeah, well, the bottom line. It's the bottom line again.
Well, and the thing is, Notre Dame wanted to play football. Well, here are $15 million. Okay, we'll play football.
Yeah, and meanwhile, at the risk of how many people,
Well,
really?
I mean, like I said, the thing is that was crazy is talk to some of these college football fans, and when the Big Ten decided not to play,
there was some genuine outrage.
Yeah, not just them, players, coaches.
Yeah, and they were adamant. They were vocal about it.
True.
The guy who was at Nebraska was like, we'll find an entire other schedule to play and not play Big Ten football. And there was a part of me where I'm like, well, then you can kiss your ass out of the Big Ten football permanently. Because, no offense, you're not the Nebraska I knew as a kid. Nebraska ain't like they used to be. If anything, I was amused as hell because Northwestern beat their ass the other day, and I'm like, goodbye. You're not exactly the powerhouse that you used to be like 15 years ago.
Now you're just a Nebraska that I used to know.
Yeah, so, wow, that was bad.
Yeah. Not as bad as Ozzy Oswald, though.
Ozzy Oswald, God.
That's the name of the episode, Ozzy Oswald.
No, we had a different name. I can't remember what it was now.
Zuckerberg disapproves of your shirtless selfies.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Actually, we could have two names for the episode. Ozzy Oswald or Zuckerberg approved. There you go. There's your answer. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, boy. You're golden.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Well, all right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I think we're out of stuff.
Yeah, we're on Instagram and we're on Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. Follow the Iron Sheik. He'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
At _Iron Sheik. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe, to get new content. You can download the show on your usual podcast hosting platforms, Google, Apple, Spotify, Anchor. And Ivan, we're not on Podbean anymore. We're on the Facebook. Follow us on the Good Book of Face. And you can read the crazy stories from our other show, News of the Squared. And send us an email if you like, sottpodcast@gmail.com. Follow Ivan's DJ gigs on twitch.tv. That's Java and Ivan. And I guess that'll do. Episode 125, $1.25 for Squares Round Table.
Okay.
You got off cheap.
I sure did. Take it easy. See you next week.
Yep. Have a good one, Ozzy Oswald.
Okay, Sharon. Iron Sheik is telling me to go fuck myself.
What the hell did he say?